welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 392. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book at some point, but you're having trouble finishing it, or perhaps you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning and happy Thursday. I had to think about that for a second. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, Christine Inc., I-N-K, like that stuff you write with. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn an air quotes non-author into a published author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Let go of certainty. The opposite isn't uncertainty. It's openness, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace paradox rather than choose up sides. The ultimate challenge is to accept ourselves exactly as we are, but never stop trying to learn and grow. Tony Schwartz. And once again, good morning. Happy Thursday here in slowly coming out of quarantine world here, but still to the point where I don't know what day it is. And speaking of, I have become convinced that by New Year's Eve of this year, whomever the media and pop culture powers that be, however they decide what the word of the year is, that word will almost certainly be uncertainty. Because you know by now, we can barely turn on the television these days without hearing the word uncertainty about a dozen times in about 5 minutes. Anybody else going crazy with this? The problem is, in most of these cases, the word is coming from corporate advertisers and marketers, and they're most likely using the word because they don't have anything more creative to say. They're just kind of following the lead, following the crowd, and following everybody else's lead as a default. But outside of the context of all the coronavirus and quarantine commercials by the big brands, and especially as authors, let's look at that root word, uncertain, which means not known beyond doubt. Therefore, those of us who don't work in a corporate advertising think tank, and maybe some of those who do live in the tank, are likely saying, okay, when exactly are the certain times, because I think I must have missed them. When do we know anything beyond any shadow of a doubt? Remember the definition of uncertain, not known beyond doubt. Do you ever know anything beyond doubt? I think I missed that part of life. I don't know about you, but there are few to no things in life where at least a sliver of a shadow of a doubt is hanging overhead. Even something as predictable as the sun coming up in the morning. There's no doubt that it will until it doesn't. There's no doubt until something happens, and then there's doubt. And as we've learned this year, quote unquote, something can happen on a dime and turn into a big something that nobody ever saw coming. So how does this affect us as authors? Well, the obvious way is that as professional observers, as I always say here, it is our job to think like this, to think things through that are either, obvious or invisible to non-authors. And this distinction of uncertainty versus certainty definitely falls under that, since most people have never really given it a second thought until suddenly it was in their face 24/7 recently. And for authors, the next level of awareness is to dig deeper and see what else we can find. With uncertainty, I actually find creative writing opportunities. Think about it. When, as authors, we really dig into uncertainty, we find other things like fear, yearning, anxiety, curiosity. Uncertainty in writing can be a gold mine, whether exploring it in our lives for nonfiction books or in our characters' lives for fiction. Truly tapping into uncertainty can be an instant way of adding emotional depth to your work. Rather than writing only about things you're certain about, exploring the things where you have little to no certainty, no level of comfort, and maybe a whole lot of fear and anxiety can be one of those things that takes an okay piece of writing and turns it into a good or even great piece of writing. Embrace the uncertainty and all the feelings and emotions that come with it. See where it takes you. Then, of course, write about it so you can take the rest of us there with you on your exploration. Because uncertainty in any time is a universal human experience. And thank you for joining me here on your daily writing habit. I always appreciate it. I'm doing my best to help you write and finish writing an awesome book, and I would love to see you in my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and let us know how it's going, what are your writing goals, and how can we all support you as a community of authors just like you. Inc. Authors on Facebook. Thank you as always. Until tomorrow, happy writing.